what is going on? It's your friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master Miles back at it again with another ChatGPT D&D episode. This is going to be a monthly series where I take things from pop culture, real life, and in between and make it into anything and everything for Dungeons and Dragons. This is a great resource for both DMs and players alike. So if you like what you see, make sure you leave a like, you comment, you subscribe, you ring that bell, ding ding ding, and join the notification station. You know, the whole shebang, shaboodle, the whole kit and caboodle, if you know what I mean. With all of that out of the way, let's begin. First off, we have the time traveling DeLorean, aka the time machine from Back to the Future. This sleek silver vehicle is a marvel of engineering, with gull-wing doors and a futuristic design. While it appears to be an ordinary car, it contains an incredible power source that allows it to travel through time. Activation. The DeLorean is activated by speaking a command word and pressing a button on the dashboard. It can be used to travel to any point in past or future, provided the user knows the exact date, time, and location they wish to travel to. The DeLorean also has the ability to hover and fly, allowing it to traverse difficult terrain. Time travel. When the DeLorean is activated, it creates a portal that allows it to travel through time. The user and any passengers are pulled into the portal, which appears as a swirling vortex of energy. Once they arrive at their destination, the portal closes behind them. The DeLorean can travel to any point in time, but meddling with the past can have unforeseen consequences. Durability. The DeLorean is made of a special alloy that is resistant to damage, and its onboard computer is capable of repairing any minor damage it sustains. However, the DeLorean cannot withstand direct attacks from powerful spells or weapons, and may become damaged or destroyed if subjected to enough force. Limitations. The DeLorean requires a significant amount of energy to activate and can only be used a limited number of times per day. Additionally, the user must be careful not to interfere with the timeline, as doing so can have catastrophic consequences. The DeLorean also requires a skilled driver to operate, as it can be difficult to control at high speeds or in hazardous conditions. Note, the use of the time traveling magic item can have significant consequences for a campaign and should be used carefully by the DM and players. Alright, now it's time for me to review this magic item. In case you don't know, I don't edit anything on here. I copy and paste it and then read it aloud. I think this is an accurate representation of the DeLorean from Back to the Future, one of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies, and I think it's absolutely great for any time traveling campaign. If you're traveling between different timelines, this is the thing to go for. This is, once again, accurate representation of the DeLorean from Back to the Future, and I think it's a really awesome magic item for players and DMs alike to use. The next item we have is the Portal Gun from Rick and Morty. This legendary magic item requires attunement. This futuristic device appears to be a modified handgun with a small screen on one side and two glowing green orbs on the other. As you hold the gun, you can sense its immense power, but also its unpredictability. While holding the gun, you gain the following benefits. You can use an action to open a portal between 2 points you can see within 1,000 feet of each other. The portal can be up to 10 feet in diameter and remains open for 1 minute, after which it disappears. You can see and hear through the portals as if you were standing next to it. You can also pass through the portal yourself, bringing along any willing creatures or objects within 5 feet of you. Once per day, you can use the gun to create a stable portal between two planes of existence, such as the material plane in the Feywild or the astral plane. The portal remains open for 1 hour or until you choose to close it. Any creature or object passing through the portal is affected as if by the plane shift spell. You can use the gun as a melee weapon, dealing 1d8 bludgeoning damage on a hit. Alternatively, you can activate its stun setting to knock out a creature within 30 feet of you. The creature must make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw or be stunned for 1 minute. You can attempt to hack the gun's settings to modify its functions. This requires an intelligence investigation check with a DC of 20 and takes 1 hour of uninterrupted work. On a successful check, you could choose one of the following modifications. Gravity gun. The portal gun gains the ability to lift and move creatures or objects up to 500 pounds within 30 feet of you. You can also use an action to pick up a creature or object and move it up to 30 feet in any direction. If the creature or object hits a solid surface, it takes 1d8 bludgeoning damage per 10 feet moved. Swap gun. The portal gun gains the ability to swap the positions of two creatures or objects within 30 feet of you. Both creatures or objects must be the same size category or smaller than you. This requires an action to activate both creatures or objects must be visible to you. Multiverse gun. The portal gun gains the ability to open portals into alternate realities and parallel universes. This requires an intelligence arcana check of a DC of 25 and take 8 hours of uninterrupted work. On a successful check, you can choose to open a portal to any plane of existence or alternate reality you can imagine. However, each use of this ability has a 1 in 20 chance of creating a temporary rift in space time, attracting the attention of extraplanar entities or other dangers. I think this is, once again, another accurate representation of the source material, in this case, the portal gun from Rick and Morty. This is great for less time travel, obviously, and more hopping between realities, especially any alternate reality or parallel universe. Great for plane hopping adventures. Um, I could definitely see this as something an artificer would use, seeing as Rick would most definitely be an artificer. As for what subclass, I don't 100% know. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. And our next item, because it happens to be Easter as I am recording this episode, so happy late Easter. The Peeps of Regeneration, aka Peeps Marshmallows, a rare, wondrous item. These colorful marshmallow treats are imbued with a powerful magic that can heal the wounds of their consumer. When eaten, they grant the user temporary hit points equal to their character level plus their constitution modifier. In addition, the user gains resistance to fire damage for 1 hour. However, consuming too many peeps in a short amount of time can result in a sugar crash, causing the user to become exhausted for the next hour. Additionally, these peeps can be used as a material opponent for the spell Goodberry, providing an extra benefit of restoring one additional hit point per berry. The peeps of regeneration come in a variety of colors, each color providing a different flavor and unique additional effect. For example, yellow peeps grant the user resistance to lightning damage, while pink peeps grant the user advantage on charisma persuasion checks for the next hour. Once consumed, the peeps of regeneration cannot be used again until the next long rest. First off, I absolutely love peeps. I don't care what people say. Peeps are delicious. Peeps are good. Um, and I feel like this is absolutely great. It's an alternative for Goodberry, and it provides bonuses for the spell Goodberry. This is an absolutely amazing item to have in your D&D campaign, and I love the temporary HP equal to your character level plus your con modifier. That is absolutely perfect. However, I would change the wording a little bit because it says consuming too many peeps in a short amount of time can result in a sugar crash, causing the user to become exhausted for the next hour. And then down at the bottom, once consumed, the peeps of regeneration can't be used again until the next long rest. I would change the wording a little bit. Either take out the long rest bit, or say that you can only eat a certain amount per long rest. At least that is what I would do. And now it's time for an ad break. This video is amazingly sponsored by the amazing folks over at Dubby. So, what exactly is Dubby? Well, are you looking for a pick-me-up without all that jittery mess? Dubby's the drink for you. All you need to make this amazing magical drink is Dubby's powder that you can get from www.dubby.com. 6 to 8 ounces of water and boom, you'll be feeling like a champ without the crash. Packed with nootropics and vitamins that boost cognitive performance, Dubby has the equivalent of about 2 cups of coffee, which is 150 milligrams of caffeine. That is raw, pure energy without any of the crash or the jitters. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Dubby is also powered by a naturally made, patented ingredient, Neurofactor. What is it made with? Coffee cherries. And these have been clinically shown to boost brain performance. Not only will you be at top peak performance, you'll be firing on all cylinders too. Another great thing is Dubby is made for everyone. It's 0 sugar, 0 calorie, maltodextrin free, and there's no artificial coloring. It's basically the holy grail of energy drinks. But wait, there's more. If you use my code, MilestheMage, which is up on screen now and will also be in the description down below, you will get 10% off your order. 10%? That is a killer deal. Because not only will you be getting some amazing energy drink, but you will also be supporting me directly, which helps me out a lot because I absolutely love making these videos and I want to continue making these videos for a very long time to come. Thank you, Dubby, so much for sponsoring. Thank you guys so much for watching, but now, on to the video. Next up, even though we had the Monster Compendium, the Minecraft Monster Compendium that was released to celebrate the Minecraft D&D expansion that's coming later this year, that is to add creepers as a monster. This is adding creepers as a player race. Here we go. Ability score increase. Your dexterity score increases by 2 and your constitution score increases by 1. Age. Creepers reach adulthood at about 3 years of age and can live up to 10 years. Alignment. Creepers tend towards chaos and neutrality with a tendency towards explosiveness when provoked. Size. Creepers are medium-sized creatures standing at about 4 feet tall. Speed. Your base walking speed is 30 feet. Dark vision. Accustomed to living in dark caves, creepers have superior vision in low light conditions. You can see in dim light within 60 feet of you as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. Explosive personality. Once per short or long rest, you can use your action to explode. You detonate yourself in a 20-foot radius, dealing fire damage equal to your level plus your constitution modifier to all creatures in the area. Ooh, excuse me. You take additional damage equal to your level if you use this ability. Self-destruction immunity. You are immune to all forms of fire damage, including your own explosive personality ability. Volatile. Your explosive personality ability can be triggered accidentally by hostile actions or when you are reduced to 0 hit points. Note, this player race is based on the unique abilities and characteristics of the creeper from Minecraft, but may require some adaptation to fit within the rules and balance of your specific D&D game. I like this. I like this a lot. Except, volatile, reduced to 0 HP, great. And yes, this right here, as it is an accurate representation of the source material. However, if a goblin walks up to you and hits you, and then you and then you use your explosive personality ability, but it's out of your control, yes, I feel like. So you have 2 options with this. You can either get rid of the volatile thing, or your DM can sit with you and say, "Hey, look, we're keeping the volatile thing in here, so keep that in mind." And other than that, once again, accurate representation, absolutely amazing, and I would definitely allow this race in my games. All right, next up we have everybody's favorite magic item in Mario Kart, the blue shell. The blue shell is a magical item that can be activated by throwing it at a target. When thrown, the shell will fly towards the target and explode on impact, dealing massive damage and knocking the target prone. The blue shell can only be used once, and it is meant to target the player who is currently in first place. To use the blue shell, the user must make a ranged attack roll against the target. If the attack hits, the shell will deal 10d10 force damage to the target and knock them prone. The target can make a DC 20 dexterity saving throw to halve the damage and avoid being knocked prone. Additionally, the blue shell will emit a loud siren sound when it is thrown, alerting all nearby creatures to its presence. The sound can be heard up to 1 mile away, and it will attract the attention of any creatures within that range. The blue shell is a powerful item that should only be used in extreme circumstances. It is meant to be a last resort for the user and should only be used when all other options have been exhausted. I like this a lot. The only thing I would take out is the part where it's like, oh, it targets the creature in first place. I feel like it should be just take that part out. I mean, if you're doing like a race type thing, then okay, yeah, sure, keep that part in there. But if the blue shell is going to be used as a regular, everyday, ordinary, legendary magic item, take out the part about targeting a creature in first place. Otherwise, 10d10 force damage, whew, that is a lot. But it makes sense for a legendary magic item. And other than that, perfect magic item. Our last item for today's episode of ChatGPT D&D is our first ever monster stat block. The Chain Chomp, to be exact, because the Mario movie, I just realized there are two Mario items in this. I guess to celebrate the Mario movie, this is completely, like, not intentional, but moving on. Large Monstrosity, Chaotic Neutral. Armor Class 18, Natural Armor. Hit points at 120, a speed of 60 feet, 22 Strength, 14 Dex, 14 Con, 3 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, and 6 Charisma. Excuse me. It has +4 to Perception. It is immune to psychic damage. It is immune to the Charmed and Frightened condition. It has dark vision of 60 feet and a passive perception of 14. It can understand common, but it cannot speak. It is a challenge rating of 8. Bound by chain. The chain chomp is bound to a metal stake that is firmly anchored in the ground. It cannot move more than 20 feet away from the stake. Charge. If the chain chomp moves at least 20 feet straight toward a target and then hits it with a bite attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 10 or 3d6 piercing damage. If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 16 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Bite, melee weapon attack with a +10 to hit, 5-foot reach, and does 3d8 plus 6 piercing damage. Break chain. The chain chomp can attempt to break free from its chain. It must succeed on a DC 20 strength check to break the chain. If it succeeds, the chain chomp becomes unbound and can move freely. The chain chomp is a powerful creature that is bound by a chain and can only move within a limited range. However, it makes up for this with its incredible speed and strength. Its bite attack is incredibly powerful, and it can knock its targets prone with its charge ability. The Chain Chomp is also immune to psychic damage and is resistant to being charmed or frightened. Overall, the Chain Chomp is a formidable opponent that should not be estimated. I've said this a lot this episode. Accurate representation of the source material. Um, this is a very interesting monster to fight in a Mario themed campaign, or just throw it into your world. Challenge rating of 8. It is definitely going to be an interesting fight. But sadly, that is the end of this episode here. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and remember, if you did, make sure you leave a like, comment, you subscribe, you ring that bell, ding ding ding, and join the notification station, the whole shebang shaboodle, the whole kit and caboodle, if you know what I mean. With all of that out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master Miles, signing off. Good boy.